Hello, welcome to a brand new week of the Forex market analysis. For the coming week on the watch list, we have the USDCHF, USDCAD, AUDUSD, and the NZDUSD. We will be looking at all of them from the perspectives of the bulls and the bears, so stay tuned. Starting with the cases for the bullish scenario on the USDCHF, you can actually see that this pair is trading on an uptrend line. So for the coming week, for the bullish scenario to remain intact, we need a retest of the trend line for this trend line to be realized or recognized as support for the bulls to continue with the up movement. Other than that, let us move on to the next pair. The case for the bullish scenario on the USD CAD is similar to that of the USD We can see that the USD CAD has a long-term uptrend line over here, but that won't be the focus of this week or the coming weeks, I think, since price is nowhere near it. We would rather be focusing on this uptrend line, similar to that of the USDCHF. For the coming week, for the bullish scenario to take place, we need a retest of some sort to this trend line for the price to jump up, for the bulls to continue with their up movement on this very pair. The AUDUSD is the next currency pair on the watch list, and as we can see from this downward movement that has given us a downtrend line, it mirrors the USD CAD opposingly. So for the AUDUSD to turn bullish, we need a movement into this area and the slanting through of this trend line for the bulls to take over. If the movement to this area comes and it slants through the trend line, one thing that we could also be looking for is the retest of this broken resistance level as new support for the bulls to continue with the bullish trend. That is it for the AUDUSD. NZDUSD, a positive correlation counterpart of the AUDUSD, has a very similar market structure to that of that pair. So the NZDUSD's also outlook for the bulls will be similar to the AUDUSD. We'll be looking at the movement to this area to slant through the trend line that we have, or if that occurs, we'll also be looking at the possible retest of the broken trend line as new support for the bulls to take over completely on the NZDUSD. Now let us turn our attention to the bearish outlooks for the week. On the bearish outlook of the USDCHF, if the retracement to the area of the level of the trend line comes, instead of looking at the retest, we would rather be looking towards the breakout of the trend line for the bears to take over. And if the breakout occurs, it would rather be a straight breakout or a possible retest of the trend line as new resistance for the bears to take over completely on this pair. So that is the bearish outlook on the USDCHF for you. Situations that will favor the bearishness of this USD-CAD pair would be waiting patiently for this pair to reach this level, and instead of waiting for a retest of the trend line, wait for the breaking through of the trend line for the bears to take over. And as usual, if the breakthrough of this trend line occurs, another scenario we could be looking at would be the possible retest of the broken trend line as new resistance for the bearish continuation to be successful. Obviously, the AUDUSD has the bearish momentum it needs right now. So for the bearish momentum to be successfully continued, we need a retracement to this level to place our trade ideas against. And if this retracement occurs, one thing that we should be on the lookout for is a reversal candlestick over here for the AUDUSD to keep on with its current momentum of the bears. Alas, the final outlook for the week has fallen into our hands in the form of the NZDUSD. As this pair had similarities with the AUDUSD on the bullish outlook, it has similarities on the bearish outlook as well. It is already a bearish pair, so for the bearish continuation to be successful, we need a retracement to this level and look for reversal candlestick clues over here for the bearish continuation to take place. Let us look at what could go wrong on all these currency pairs before we close out on the week. To prevent redundancies, whatever I'm doing on the USDCHF applies to the USD-CAD as well. We need to be cautious. As much as we could be right for the week, we could also be wrong. This is why we need to take the caution. So what could go wrong on the bullish outlook for the USDCHF? I posited that there would be a retest here for the bulls to take over, but in the process of retesting, the retest may be fake for the USDCHF to fall back down for the bears to take over. And also, in the view of the bearishness, the USDCHF may also break the trend line as if to go bearish, but then do a false breakout and turn bullish. This works on the USDCAD as well. What could go wrong on the AUDUSD may also be what could go wrong for the NZDUSD, because as we can see, they are very much positively correlated. So in the space of a bullish breakout, we may have the breakout all right, but the AUDUSD may just fall back to trade within the range for the bears to take over completely, and that is what we call a false breakout or a fake out. Also, in the spirit of a retest, we could see that the AUDUSD may just show reversal signals over here, fall back down a little bit, but this falling back may just be the AUDUSD knocking on the doors of the resistance to go bullish. So this also works for the NZDUSD as well. See you next week if there are any viable setups.